Would the members of the audience who are able please stand for the invocation given by Reverend Betty Clone from the Auburn Community Church.
Let us be in an attitude of prayer. Gracious God, the excitement and joy of this day surrounds each and every one of us, even as laughter and sighs of relief come easily to our lips. This evening we come as your people to celebrate not only the changes in our lives brought about by the years we have prepared for this day of graduation, but we also celebrate, perhaps unintentionally, World Environment Day. So truly this is a celebration this evening. As students and adults, we have all prepared for this day. And the students, just as these days, and these students have, without a doubt, reshaped those who were their teachers. What we ask at this time, O God, is that you help us remember that it has not been primarily through our own doing, our own accomplishments, that we have arrived here, although that is important. But this is because you have been with us all through the years, from the time we began, perhaps in preschool, until this day, this evening. So that we ask this evening that you bless all those who are gathered here. We give you thanks for the love that has surrounded us from birth. We give you thanks for all the teachers, both our parents and those in the public schools, who have helped us through the years to get to this place that we celebrate this evening. And most of all, merciful God, we ask that you teach us as we leave this place and go on to a new step in life, to make peace and not war, to cherish the earth and all its creatures, and to go from this place as a graduating class and as the people of this community with a spirit of compassion and gentleness for each and every person that we meet from this place and forth. We go then with the glory of God. Let it be on these your people. O God, pour out your power on them. Amen. You may be seated. You're going to tell them.
You may all be seated. It is now my great pleasure as the principal of Kenston High School to introduce the first of several of our graduate speakers tonight, Ms. Carrie Lynch, who will present the student greeting to the commencement program.
Good evening, graduates, friends, family, and faculty. On behalf of the 1992 graduating class, I would like to welcome you all to our final celebration here at Kenston High School. This passage from youth to adulthood marks a stepping stone in all of our lives. A stepping stone with many challenges and decisions which will mold the future ahead of us. We are each only one out of a graduating class of 141, but we are each individuals with a purpose. But can one person, one individual really make a difference? In Beijing, a college student stood before armed tanks, risking his life in order to end destruction in his nation. The tanks halted in the streets of Tiananmen Square. Did his actions make a difference? Mother Teresa, every day she works to help those in need. Her dedication to feeding the hungry, caring for the sick, clothing the naked, cannot be compared to another. To those in which she helps, does she make a difference? Dr. Martin Luther King, he had a dream to end racial inequality and to break down color barriers so that today we could all come together and celebrate without prejudice. Did he make a difference? Kimberly Bergalis, a single, middle-class, sexually inactive female, came before us through the media in her sickest hour to remind us all that AIDS does not discriminate. Did her courage make a difference? As a graduate of Kenston High School, I am confident in knowing that I am fully prepared to make a difference. We have all been given the tools by our teachers, parents, and peers. Our past 12 years have all been in preparation to make that difference. Take the challenge and find the desire in your hearts to leave your mark on this new world which is opening up to us all. Will you be the one to find the cure for the deadly disease of AIDS, which is affecting millions each day? Will you end the hunger and the suffering in our own inner city streets? Will you work against discrimination on all levels, sexual, socioeconomic, racial, and religious? Will you be the one to preserve the ideals of democracy and stand up for your beliefs when the time comes? No matter how large or how small, each and every one of us have the ability to make a difference, to affect someone, something, somewhere, be it a nation or in our own backyards. I am prepared and ready to make a difference. Are you? Thank you.
And now remarks by our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Robert Lee.
On behalf of the Board of Education, Administration, and faculty, I would like to welcome you all to our 39th annual commencement exercises here at Kenston. I would also like to congratulate the class of 1992 for all the achievements they have accomplished in academics, co-curricular, and athletic activities during their tenure here at Kenston. In addition to their achievements, the class of 92 is one that I will remember as being characterized as having leadership in class. Even during the last several weeks of their senior year, I watched with pride as they collectively took control of determining even today's ceremony. In a time where there are many improprieties and scandals that have occurred throughout our government and our business community, I welcome the breath of fresh air that I see in the collective leadership of this class. This is truly something that I see in need of our country at this time. Lastly, I would like to thank you, the parents, and the class of 92 for providing the support this past Tuesday in passing our bond issue. This was something that was desperately needed. We are looking at your support in providing our future graduates with an opportunity to grow as our community grows, and also give them a chance to follow in the footsteps of this excellent class. Congratulations again to the class of 92. Good luck in your future endeavors, and please don't forget us here at Kenston. Thank you.
Our second elected student speaker is graduate Jason Sakrasiak.
Good evening. Well, we made it. It's been a long time. I know I've waited roughly 2,160 school days for this moment. It's a calculation I so proudly made. I can distinctly recall our very first years of school, though. They were years filled with excitement, mystery, and a never-ending anticipation of what was to come. It was this time in our innocent beginnings that we were all the same. all equal. For most of us, our mornings began with getting into clothes that our parents picked out for us. For many of us, it was Tough Skins or Oshkosh B'gosh. But we really didn't care because most of our preferences and tastes were still tightly wound in our youthful little minds. After our morning preparation was through, it was time to go to school. And unless we had a ride from a parent, brother, or sister, we all had to wait outside for that bus. Yes, the yellow limo. When we arrived at school, most of us got along because we were too young to understand the social differences that each and every one of us had. As we grew up, many of our characteristics began to change. The clothes that our parents once picked out for us were replaced with pride with our own tastes and preferences. And that yellow bus, which once seemed so thrilling to be on, became the world's largest vehicle of embarrassment and annoyance. It was this time in the middle school and on into high school that we all became different people. Our athletic abilities made us jocks. Our never-ending desire to let loose and get wild made us party animals, or bloodlights, of course. Our dedication to academics made us nerds. And of course, our love of material and a fine lifestyle may have made us snobs. Indeed, here at Kenston High School, we have our very own breakfast club. And like the film, each and every one of us is different and our own person. But today, at graduation, we are all the same, one last time. We gather here in the same caps and gowns, sitting next to the groups of people who constituted our homerooms for so many years, all for one last time. And for a sole and equal purpose, to graduate as Kenston High School's class of 1992. As we leave here and go off to college or the military, or even to take a shot at the real world, we will take a look back at all the memories we've had here, all the friends we've made, all the good times. And I quote, "Right now it's time for me to put old keepsakes all away and look to starting something new. But even so, I know that I'll come back to them someday, revealing everything I used to do. I'll have ticket stubs to take me to the weekend football game, pressed flowers to make it prom night once again. A book to call roll of lots of old familiar, long-forgotten names. Someday when right now is way back when." Thank you.
At this time, we'd like to present the medallions of honor to our top 10 in the class of 92, which in this case this year, because of a tie, is a top 11. Starting with Matthew Flanagan. Would you please come forward? And presenting the medals is the President of the Board of Education, Mr. Jerry Marino. Matthew Flanagan, ladies and gentlemen. And tied with Matt is Jason Deal. And then in ninth place, Christopher Rempe. And then Greg Froman. Next up the line, Sharon Ott. And then Lisa Cutshaw. Up from Lisa, we have another tie, this time for 4th place. Whitney Page, please come up. And tied with Whitney, Gregory Naylor. Third in the class, Jennifer Carey. Salutatorian for the class of 19-2 with approximately a 4.07, Rebecca Etling. And our valedictorian for 1992 with approximately a 4.09, Joseph Ria. And for Joe, the auditorium is now his.
When I heard the word valedictorian, I used to picture a little geeky, four-eyed kid standing at the podium giving a speech. Well, now I'm a little four-eyed geek. I'm probably not going to give you the type of speech that you're really expecting. I wrote a poem. A little of the poem pertains to only the students, so I hope that you'll just kind of hang along with me. Here it goes. In case you don't remember, in case you were not here, last year's commencement was a little shaky for reasons that were not clear. So our skipper, Mr. Rates, formed a commencement team to make this the best graduation that you've ever seen. The team worked hard to correct last year's mess, planning everything from seating to the procession to how we should dress. But before we go on, let me tell you a little story of the class of '92 in all of its glory. When we came in as freshmen, on the totem pole, we were undoubtedly the low men. Yes, all of us were, from Hepker to Page to Froman. For all the class, I say that we wish we were prize-winning boxers, for if we were, we probably would have gotten shoved into a few less lockers. So we are sophomores at last, finally out of the first year, with many sighs of relief and many a joyous tear. The 10th grade was a bit of a challenge. In biology, we learned about everything from toads to sharks to bisons. And yes, parents, this was the year that we got our license. We are now gaining momentum, and just a little bit sooner, we'd climb to another grade, to where we'd be called a junior. 11th grade is a sure sign that we are growing up, even to dad and mom, for this would be the first year that we could officially go to prom. Of the many party centers, Sun Valley was the one, the place of our spring formal, of dancing, pictures, and fun. And then it happened. We didn't realize how fast. We were the big shots of the school, the highest, mightiest class. We made sure we enjoyed it. We made sure that we had fun. We made sure no one would forget us, even when our year would be done. Destructive senior pranks? No, quite the contrary, for we were the ones that rearranged the library. The list of our accomplishments is undoubtedly fat, from National Merit Scholars to a champion on the mat. And now we're finished. This is where the long road of tests and homework ends. But at least one thing will continue, our relationships with our friends. So I'll leave you now, but don't cry or be blue. Just remember the best class that's ever gone through Kenston, the class of '92.
students also went out looking for the best speaker they could find for their commencement this year. They found them in their own backyard. Russian teacher of no ill repute at Kenston High School, Mr. William O'Neill.
Board members, administration, family and friends, and graduating seniors of the class of '92. First of all, let me say that I really consider it an honor and privilege to make a few brief remarks on the occasion of your high school graduation. This is the 29th commencement ceremony I have attended. I feel good in sharing in the excitement and the recognition of this achievement by young men and young women who have grown and developed here and who have made such a successful contribution in helping to carry on Kenston's reputation as a fine school system. As a staff member, I believe I can say that nothing is more gratifying to us as teachers than to see you achieve your goals and utilize your varied talents and abilities in a positive way. You have done well here. May you continue to do well in the future. So in addition to your parents, family, and friends, we are also very proud of you. You take with you a fundamental knowledge of subject matter, the ability to think independently, a willingness to accept others, a desire to maintain friendships, which some of you have nurtured since kindergarten, and a better understanding of yourselves. Value these because they will fortify you as you meet even more and greater challenges in the future. I'm often asked to give tours of high school as part of reunion activities for classes who have graduated 10, 15, 20, even 25 years ago. I am often encouraged by the pride and warm feelings these students not only have for Kenston, but also for the values they have learned while growing up in our communities. These values and their heritage have served them well as they have continued to become successful, productive citizens, able to compete with the best of them in many fields of endeavor. We expect the same will be for you. We expect to hear great things about you in the future. For several years now, as a tradition, I have given to seniors I've taught a copy of a favorite literary piece, which I read to myself from time to time. I find it very uplifting because of the healthy perspective it communicates. I'd like to conclude now by reading it, and please consider this as my graduation gift to all of you. The selection is called Desiderata by Max Ehrmann. Go placidly amid the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even to the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter. For always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your own career, however humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourselves with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be. And whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful, strive to be happy. God bless.
Mr. Marino, it is with great pleasure that I certify that the members here present of the class of 1992 Kenston High School have met the requirements for graduation as set forth by the State Board of Education and the Kenston Local Schools Board of Education. Will the members of the class of 1992 now present themselves for graduation?
Joseph Peter Ria.
Rebecca Jean Etling.
Jennifer Karen Curie.
Gregory Stephen Naylor.
Whitney Lee Page.
Lisa Jean Cutchaw.
Sharon Marie Ott. Greg William Froman.
Christopher Rempe.
Jason James Deal.
Matthew William Flanagan.
Jonathan A. Apt.
Rebecca Alice Catherine Andre.
Heather Amy Ashby.
John Joseph Azalina.
Mark Roger Berry.
Hallie Bonita Beckley.
Janice Lynn Bogdan.
Daniel G. Boron.
Kelly Elizabeth Braming.
Matthew A. Brenner.
Gina Marguerite Brown.
Jennifer Ann Buck.
Sean David Bush.
Jason Caputo.
Ekaterina A. Chigagidze.
Robert Joseph Sipra.
Danielle Luray Clapp.
Kelly Lynn Colebrook.
Kevin Todd Connolly.
John C. Copen.
Mary Cottery Corcoran.
Mark Patrick Crawley.
Elliot Jared Kreider.
William Peter Deverall, Jr.
Heather Nicole Denalo.
Therese Marie Dome.
Michael B. Dorman.
Brendan Michael Duffy.
Allison Lynn Eastman.
Tracy Ray Ekstrand.
Bruce Eric Etling.
Amy Christine Fedor.
Stella Tracy Feichtinger.
Kimberly Ann Fennell.
Deidre Lynn Ferguson.
Stephen Eric Fogel.
Cheryl Ann Foworsny.
Denise Ann E. Franta.
Matthew Ward Fritz. Ryan Michael Gleba.
Philip R. T. Goldsmith.
Kelly Ann Gordon.
Margaret Ann Haas.
Daniel E. Halbum.
Carl Heinrich Harwood.
William Bartley Hepker.
Darren Albert Hintz.
Layla Janelle Holm.
Joelle Marie Hominy.
Mark Anthony Hospodar.
Jessica Ann Jerome.
Barbara Michelle Johnson.
Amy Elizabeth Keider.
Catherine Elizabeth Castellanos.
Scott Allen Kennedy.
Frank Vincent Kitko.
Holgar Joachim Cleish.
Jason Robert Knowles.
Andrew Paul Kobala.
David Jonathan Koenig.
Kendall March Konecki.
Robert Byron Kramer.
Jamie Lynn Krieger.
Sarah Ann Lanza.
J. Douglas Lee.
Janice Ann Leonard.
Helen Marie Lewinsky.
Calvin Long, Jr.
Samuel Lucarelli.
Karen Eileen Kennedy Lynch.
Brian Michael McCleary.
Suzanne Marie McElroy.
Damon K. Mintz.
Richard J. Molnar.
Michael Philip Morgan.
Stacy J. Mowry.
James P. Nocenti.
Margaret Parker North.
Kelly Ann Nye.
Kristen Elizabeth Opaskar.
Vivian Nellie Oyarzun.
James Michael Palladino.
Katie Lynn Paul.
Mark Allen Payton.
Jennifer Lynn Perigo.
Tina Renee Pitts.
Thomas L. Polachek.
Lisa Lynn Howell.
Heather Lynn Raddick.
Chastity L. Raymer.
Julie Elizabeth Rieger.
Ryan Michael Reel.
Catherine Louise Ryerson.
Gregory Rempe.
James J. Richmond.
Eric Ronald Reese.
Lisa Marie Riggiola.
Keisha Michelle Rondo.
Lenarda Ann Rondo.
Nicole L. Roof.
Angela Marie Rozek.
Molly Meredith Rule.
Brian Dale Santamaria.
Seth David Saunders.
Rosalind Renee Schuster.
Kimberly Sue Scala.
Mary Chris Scala.
Jennifer Sue Smith.
Thomas John Smith.
James Andrew Soltis.
Jennifer Marie Sorg.
Michelle Lynn Stiebel.
Julie Louise Statio.
Sandra Marie Stigerwald.
Heidi Jacqueline Stroy.
Edward Joseph Soboda.
Brian Michael Talenda.
Jennifer Lynn Taylor.
Robert James Terrell.
Brian Salvatore Valori.
Paul Charlton Weibel III.
Donald Edward Washington, Jr.
Ella Jean Washington.
Stacy Ann Watkins.
Shannon Lee Wayne.
Colin Paul Welter.
Joshua M. A. Wendell.
Jonathan B. Wood.
Jason Andrew Zakrachik.
Stuart Allen Zellman.
WKHR Bainbridge.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Kenston High School class of 1992. Will the graduates now please rise? Graduates, please rise. Front row, make your turn. Now flip those tassels. Also, again, please rise for our benediction.
May God bless you as you go now into the world. May you go with faith, trusting others to welcome and to receive you. May you go into the world with hope, with God's will before you, and with great dreams in your hearts. Go into the world filled with a godly love to serve and to labor with those whom God loves. And may the faithfulness of God, the hope which quickens God's Spirit within each of us, guide and direct you in every way, every day, so that you all will become what God deemed you to be for your lives on this earth. Do be a gentler people. Touch others with God's gentleness. May God go with you always. Amen.
I think we owe this class the first perhaps ever standing ovation. Class of 92, terrific job. For that recessional, we ask that all members of the audience stay in your seats until all the graduates are outside, and then you may meet them out there for the pictures. Thank you.